Welcome back. I'm going to continue on this shroud. Probably going to ditch this piece and make a new one out of cardboard. Get it behind this Hoover bit. And then we'll figure this out. Probably going to cut an angle out where that blue line is there. And then fill this in up to here. And then we'll get this piece in here somehow. So I'm going to start cutting. And then we can start welding. Speaking of welding, this was my makeshift light blocker for my welding helmet. And it's just a microfiber towel that's got a bunch of stuff stuck to it. But hey, look, Amazon. Fits right on your helmet, blocks the light, makes it easier to see when you're welding. It has a little seal that crimps onto your plastic helmet. It squeezes on nice and tight. And you pinch it, and she's not coming off of there. So that's pretty cool. I'll put it in my parts list. It was only like 14 bucks, I think. All right, let's get to cutting. Well, if I can bend this piece of metal, kind of a U shape here, I'll be able to get that to sit. And then we can put in a triangle piece there and that will be done. And then we can address this situation. That is not working. That needs to be covered up. So I'll probably make another piece, slide it up over this little part of the cooler stand, slide it up to the stand, and seal that off too. One thing at a time. I think what I'm going to do first is fill in this triangle. Cut that little piece off. I'm just pressing on the metal on this cardboard to get myself a mark. That looks good. Let's cut this and then we'll weld it in here. So I marked our little piece. Cut this out. Fire up Spock and then we'll weld this in. Grind that down and fit her in. All right, let's see how close that is. Looks a little big, but am going to cut this off. Take a little bit off right here, and that should fit in nicely. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. That should do. Let's fire up Spock. Now I'm sure I'm probably going to blow a few holes in here because in this corner it's very thin. Let's get to it. And we get to try our light shield. Do a little live review of this thing right now. All my settings on the helmet were maxed out. Except for the delay. Alright, let's give this a shot. I do have the cooler in here, and I have this tightened down right now because I want to get an accurate setup here. I'll tack this a few times and I'll take this out. There's a little bit of contour to this. So what I think I'm going to do is tack on either end and then try and tap this in and get it to match up the best I can. All right. I'm liking that so far. Great. Just drop you! Are you okay? Sorry about that. Extension cord got caught on the camera. You're all dirty. Took a little stumble there, didn't you? So this looks good on the bottom. There's a little bit of contour here. I'm going to tap this in a little bit and then weld the rest of it up. It's real thin on the corner, so I had to dump a bunch of weld in there. Now, like you guys, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I'm a rookie welder. And it's not like I weld every day, it's once every few months. So when you blow a hole like that, I learned on YouTube, and I found the best way to do it is just tap it, give it a little bit of material. The stuff is always going to kind of want to fall down with gravity. So if you tap it up top, get a little material on there, hopefully you don't burn more through. If you do, turn your welder down and keep tapping it. Wait till it stops glowing, and then tap it again, and then tap it again, and then try and carry it over to your existing metal. And then you can do what I did and grind it all down. Seems to work for me. That blew right through. Too thin. So here we go. Now, because this piece is thicker, I'm going to try and put a little material on the bottom here, and then I'll dump some on top and weld into this. And that's it. Just dump a bunch of weld on there and you can grind it off later. A little more grindage. Before, ugly. All right. After. Still kind of ugly, but functional. Moving on. By the way, this thing, there's no glare on my lens on the inside, and it's working good so far. Okay, now to make this piece out of cardboard, and we'll go from there. All right, Mom's on her way over. She hit a curb on her brand new truck. Awesome. So here's my piece. Put it on here, start cutting this. Mom's here. You want to come say hi to YouTube, Mom? So here's my piece, and I need to bend that metal right there. I'll be back. So Mom's new nickname is Crash. She hit a big curb, busted her hubcap, and busted some trim. So she's all set now. She had a trim tool, so I took it off and popped all the little plastic things in for her. She's good to go. Okay, so this piece is going to go in like this, and I need to put a bend where that blue line is. see how that does. Now this piece is definitely bigger. I left extra material, probably 1/8 of an inch all the way around, so it might not fit, but let's see what I got going here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some off. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, quite a bit actually. Getting closer. There we go. Alright, so I need to open my bend a little bit. Doesn't need to be that drastic. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I know that this is going to have to be formed. This has a curve in it this way, and then it has a curve in it this way. So I'm probably going to have to make a couple of relief cuts, and then relief cuts in here, and then hammer it together. So what I'm going to do is make this fit in here. I don't know if I'll cut all the way through that or just put a mark in it with the grinder so I can kind of pinch it together. We'll see how it goes. Alright, I'm going to put a little relief cut in here and start nailing on this thing to curve it. So all I did is I took a little material out of here so I can hammer this and bend this that way. And I will go back and forth and keep matching this up and hitting it and matching it up and hitting it. So it's going to take a while, and you know what comes next. Super speed. We're getting there. I'm gonna have to bend this a little this way, and we're very close to getting this puppy put in. Okay, so after some bending and shaping and molding, we have this piece pretty much in here. Anything else that needs to be shaped or pushed down, I can start tacking this and then hit it with the hammer a little bit, tack it, hit it with the hammer a little bit. But you can see she's all folded in there. She's up against the Hoover bit pretty much. So we're basically right there. Anything else, like I said, is going to be done and shaped once I start tacking it and it's held down by the tacks. Then you'd be surprised, this metal moves pretty easy and you can shape it and mold it to wherever you want it to go. So happy with that. Let's start tacking her up. So far, we are doing good. I'll put 1 or 2 tacks in there. I'm not going to go totally crazy, but it's lining up nice, except for that little BB of weld right there. Gotta get that out of there. And this Hoover bit fits up nice and tight. So going good. So there we have it. That piece is molded and shaped and welded in. And the Hoover bit lays right up against this, nice. I'm gonna leave this little bottom here in case I need to move this a little bit, or if I want to bend it down or whatever when it comes time for final mock-up. So I can finish weld that, and then we can move on to this piece. So let me put the cooler in here so you can take a look. She is a snug fit, that's for sure. She goes right in. There you go, locked and loaded. She's locked and loaded in the slot there. I left space for my throttle cable tube. She's welded in, and she's up against the Hoover bit. Nice. Super happy. Little finish welding, and she'll be all set. And then we can move on to this. That needs to be closed up. Alright, to tackle this piece, we made it out of cardboard first, and then we cut our piece of metal. And this is going to slide right in here and close all that off. We'll put it up snug, back it off just a hair, and weld her in. When I welded this right here, it pulled this whole thing up. I'm going to push this all down a little bit. Tack her home. On this side, finish her up. There we go. Dropped right in. Very nice. She's all sealed up. I'll clean those welds up a little bit. They are ugly. And there's our other piece. So the bottom of this thing is all sealed. Looking good. Cooler's all the way in, nice and snug. One thing I did notice is in this corner here and in this corner here that wasn't fitting so good, so I did a little shaping and got it as close as I could. Looks good though. I'm happy. Everything is coming together. All right. Another thing fixed. So off camera, I did some stuff. I finish welded everything and ground it all down. And she looks good. It's going to be hard to sand some of that stuff underneath there. Not really worried about it. But I went a little overboard with the tacking. Hopefully I didn't warp the hell out of it. We'll see what happens. But this is all sealed up. Pretty happy. It turned out well. I enjoy doing the metal work. Okay. That project is almost done. Hopefully hitting this thing with the grinder got a lot of the chrome off of it. I'm sure if it sits out for here for a couple days, I'm going to know if it starts rusting. We'll see what happens. But that's it. The shroud is done. And I will probably shoot it with some primer. Clean it up, shoot it with some primer, and decide on what color I'm going to go to paint it. All done. So I made some good progress today. I'm real happy about it. That piece of metal molded and shaped in there perfect, and it's super tight and fits really good. Shut down a little spot.